my name is Magnolia May, DeSolay, and this here's my movie review of A Walk in the Woods. You know, all the girls at Knitting Club at church were chatting up this movie and saying how funny it was. And of course, we had read the book in my book club years ago when it first came out. You know, I think Bill Bryson has went and wrote a book for every continent on the planet. But anyway, so Sunday after church, Mama and I had finally went to the local theater, to the matinee. And, you know, she don't like to stay out too late no more. And but anyway, we went on to the local theater, which is real nice because it's one of them multiplexes. It must have 20 couple theaters in that building. Well, now come to think of it, it is called Cinema 16, so I guess it just has 16, but still, that's a lot. Of course, the kind of movies we want to see are always at the back. You know, you have to go past your shoot 'em up, bang 'em up type movies, your blockbusters, your cartoons, and then there's us. But they put the more popular ones up front. And, you know, like that new Johnny Depp movie. Boy, did they ugly up Johnny Depp. Who wants to see an ugly Johnny Depp? I want to know. I mean, certainly not us middle-aged mental puzzle women. But anyway, so Mama and I got our tickets and we're going through the line, and the ticket girl stops me and she says, "You can't take your pocketbook into the theater." And I said, "What do you mean I can't take my pocketbook into the theater?" And she said, "It's our new policy." Well, I said, "I don't much care for your new policy. What am I supposed to do with my pocketbook?" And she said, I could go back out to the parking lot and put it back in my car. Well, you know, I like to lost my temper, and I am so glad that there was no one from church standing in line with me, because I said, "Young lady, I am going to go get Mama settled into the theater, and then I will be back, and I want to talk to a manager." So I went ahead and took Mama on back to theater number 11 or 12 or whatever it was. And I got her settled. And, you know, another thing that we like about this theater is it's got that stadium seating. And it's real nice because if you have someone real tall or with big hair Well, anyway, if you have someone sit in front of you and you can't see, you can, because it's stadium seating is what I'm saying. And, you know, Mama's 93. She's got that psoriasis, and she's just shrinking. So, you know, it's just real good. We can still see is what I'm saying. But anyway, so I got Mama settled, and I got her snack out of my pocketbook and her drink and her popcorn that she likes. And, you know, Mama seemed to think that the policy was because the theater didn't want people bringing their own food and drink into the theater. And I said, well, my policy is have something I want to eat and drink then. But anyway, so I left her there, and I went on back out, and I come out and I look down the corridor, and there's this young kid walking up my way, and he's got the short sleeve shirt and the polyester tie, and I figured he must be a manager because he looks like you know, the kind of outfit that a Walmart manager wears in the summertime. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, so I figured he must be working for the theater. And so I said, "Excuse me, sir." And, well, you know, sir is a bit of a stretch because he couldn't have been more than 20. But anyway, I said, "Excuse me, sir, are you a manager?" And he said, yes, he was an assistant manager. What could he do for me? And I said, "I would like to talk to you about this new policy." And I opened up my pocketbook, and I just reached in and I said, "I have things I need. I can't be putting my pocketbook back out in my car. I have things I need." And I just reached in and pulled the first thing, and I'm just standing there telling him I have stuff I need. And you know, I'm standing there kind of like the Statue of Liberty, except instead of a torch, she'd be holding a box of feminine products. Anyway, he got a little bit red in the face, and he said, "Ma'am, you're allowed to bring your pocketbook into the theater." And I said, "Well, the ticket girl said I wasn't." And he said, "Yes, ma'am, you are. You just have to allow us to inspect." And I said, "Well, apparently I know more about your policy than your ticket girl. Someone needs to give her a lesson." But Anyway, and I would have too, except the movie's about to start. So, but anyway, he said, I said, why do you have this new policy? Well, you know, of course, it has to do with guns. And I live in the South. We're allowed to carry guns here in the South. All you have to do is have a permit, and well, all you have to do is get a permit all you have to do to get a permit is to walk in and say, I would like a permit, and they'll give it to you. So, but anyway, so he said, enjoy your movie, and I went back on into the theater, and I got there just as it was starting, and you know, Mama was saying, who is that actor? And I said, it was Robert Redford. And, you know, she didn't believe me. And I said, Mama, it's Robert Redford. She said, no. And, you know, she didn't believe me till we got home, and I looked it up on the Google for her, and sure enough, of course, it was Robert Redford. But, well, you know, to be fair to her, the last time I think she saw Robert Redford was at the old theater, and good gravy, that theater. You know, they should never put carpet in a theater because they never changed it either. So it just got stickier and squishier as the years went by. But, well, I guess that's what you get for a 99-cent movie, though. But, anyway, so, Robert Redford was in it, and, his friend was played by, Nick Nolte, and then, oh, his wife, Emma Thompson played his wife, and boy, does she class up a movie. She just, anything she's in, you know it's going to be classy if she's in it. Because she's just got that English accent. And, you know, my aunt is English. And my cousins, Hallie Mae and Ruthie. Ruthie's a chiropractor. But anyway, they're half English. And, you know, boy, are they snooty about their tea. You know, I was over at Hallie's. And she said, would I like a cup of tea? And I said, of course, you know, because we're in the South, and she comes and brings me an actual cup of hot tea, and I said, what's this? I mean, it's in the middle of August, and she's doing this, and I said, well, you know, honey, this is the South. Bring me some ice and some sugar. And she said she didn't have any ice. Her ice maker was broken, and I said, well, what do you do if you need an ice pack? And she said she had a bag of peas, and, well, you know, they're probably those organic fancy peas, because she and her sister Ruthie, they go to that farmer's market every week, and they're all buy local. And, you know, I told my sister Gladiola June, well, I do buy local. I go to Walmart just down the street. But, anyway, so, they're snooty about their tea is what I'm saying, you know, and, so Emma Thompson was in it, and it's about them walking, well, not Emma Thompson, she doesn't walk through the woods, it's the husband played by Robert Redford, and, you know, the last time Mama saw Robert Redford, now, I don't remember if he was in the movie or not, but it was at the other theater, the squishy carpet one, and, it was A River Runs Through It, and we never did finish the movie because Mama kept saying, a river runs through what? And, you know, I think we left in the middle of it an hour or two or something. I don't know, but anyway, so she didn't much care for that movie, I gotta say. But, anyway, so Walk in the Woods was real good. We just really liked it. It is real funny, so you should go to the it's worth going to the theater for, even if you have to sit through all the commercials and all the previews and whatnot. It's still good. And you know, so speaking of guns, the very next day I was at the Lady Parts doctor, and well, I guess I didn't need to tell you that part, but anyway, I was at the doctor's office, and there was a nice looking granny type sitting next to me, and she had this real nice pocketbook, and so I started talking to her, and so she started showing it to me, and she's showing me, and she's unzipping it and showing me all the different compartments and the pockets and whatnot. And then she opens up this other compartment. She says, and here's my gun. And I I would not have thought she was going to be wearing a gun, that's for sure. But Mama said she was packing heat, and I said, yeah, Mama, she was. And I said to her, I said, well, now, what do you need a gun for? And she said, well, you just never know what's going to happen at the supermarket. And I said, well, what kind of supermarket is she going to? But anyway, you know, and the name of those pocketbooks were, I think it was Gun-Toting Grannies is what the name of the company was, but that was just real funny to me. Well, and I just thought, what a coincidence, especially after, you know, what happened at the theater the day before. So anyway, so that's my movie review of Walk in the Woods. It was real good, so y'all should go see it.